I want to finish by introducing viewers to the two latest big appointments that Donald Trump has made for his new administration. And I want to play clips to introduce them both, because I think that says so much about the kind of administration that's going to be hitting the ground running, absolutely running. It really shows how much he means business. He's put, for the first one, Tom Homan. He's put Tom Homan in charge of his borders. The border czar is calling him, in charge of deporting potentially millions of illegal immigrants. Homan actually worked in the last Trump administration on border policy. He did not put up with hand-wringers then. And I think from this exchange, you will see the adults are back. Have a listen.
You recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
parents. If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father from his family.
Mr. Homan, with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way.
So watching that, what does that tell you about Homan's appointment?
It tells me something very clear, that when Donald Trump talked about taking the border seriously, about border security, he meant it. I've known Tom a long time. This guy means business. And I think it sent a very strong signal, not only to those who are in this country illegally, but those thinking about coming to this country illegally, to stop right now dead in your tracks, because Tom Homan will not stop. He will not yield. That man is going to put the country and its safety first and foremost. This is an issue of not just a rule of law issue, but an issue of safety, to protect young women and children that are being trafficked, to prevent drugs from coming into this country. And I'm telling you this right now, whoever you are, if you are thinking of coming to this country illegally, you might want to rethink your line of work, because Tom Homan and this administration are going to be tough as nails when it comes to border security.
Now, the other big appointment is Congresswoman Elise Stefanik as UN ambassador, Trump's ambassador to the United Nations. To me, it shows that Trump is absolutely fully behind Israel, because this woman got famous by exposing the anti-Israel bias of the heads of America's top university. This is in hearings in Congress, absolutely humiliating the head of the University of Pennsylvania so badly that that woman had to resign. This was brilliant.
I am asking, specifically calling for the genocide of Jews. Does that constitute bullying or harassment?
If it is directed and severe or pervasive, it is harassment.
So the answer is yes.
It is a context-dependent decision, Congresswoman.
That's your testimony today, calling for the genocide of Jews is depending upon the context. That is not bullying or harassment. This is the easiest question to answer yes, Ms. McGill. So is your testimony that you will not answer yes?
If it if the
yes
speech
or
becomes
no?
If the speech becomes conduct, it can be harassment. Yes.
Conduct meaning committing the act of genocide?
What do you read into this appointment?
That Bibi Netanyahu has got a best friend in Donald Trump that will stand firm with the state of Israel, that Israel has no better friend than the United States right now. And if I were the folks that make up Hamas, I would be very, very scared about what Donald Trump is going to come back to this office and do. Elise is a very smart woman. She's a very passionate woman when it comes to these issues. And I think she's going to be a fierce advocate for Donald Trump at the UN.
And the big picture, Sean Spicer, of the appointments you've already heard of, the first woman appointed, for instance, chief of staff at the White House. What picture is forming here?
These people in every one of these positions means business. And that's the takeaway from that. On process, the way that they're going about this, Andrew, I think that everybody didn't realize it happened in plain sight. For the last 4 years, the America First Policy Institute, the Heritage Foundation, have been planning a return to government, giving this president options to enact real substantive change in the American government that benefits the American people. And he is going to hit the ground running on January 20th like no one has ever seen before.
Sean Spicer, thank you so much for your time.
You bet.